Well, good morning. I accidentally shut the camera off when I was starting the first time. Anyway, a couple of things before I actually start the title today and the blurb. I want to say that I went to hear my ex-wife's latest ex-husband's band play last night, and they are getting so popular. It's the first time I've ever been there that there was no place to sit, and there were people waiting outside, and people still arriving as I left, and I got there 40 minutes before they were supposed to start. Anyway, they're a great bluegrass band, Atlantic Bluegrass, and I missed hearing them last night, but that's the first time I've ever gone, and it's been overcrowded like that. The other thing is I want to say thank you for all the outpouring of love that followed yesterday's video. I really, truly appreciate the support that was shown and the words of encouragement that were given. Thank you, all of you that participated in that. I really do appreciate it. And now the blurb for today, the title first is, I'm sorry I was not more compassionate. And the blurb goes like this. As I watched my previous video a second time, I had one of those aha moments. I flashed back to some of the people who were trying to get me to understand their situation and at least show some compassion. Like many of my friends, I wanted to focus on the good things that I believe were coming soon. I did not want someone else's problems to pop my great expectation balloon. Why couldn't they see what I saw? Because they were experiencing their unique set of challenges. And when we are in situations like that, we often stand alone. People not only do not get it, they don't even want to hear it. I say this to make my point. New Thought religions with their positive mental attitude focus actually encourage people to avoid negative feelings or at least let go of them quickly. They do not allow themselves to process grief, and they surely won't give others what they don't tolerate themselves. Unfortunately, humans are like that, myself included. We all try hard to avoid pain, yet pain can be a precursor to actual healing, if we don't accept or escape the process. Birthing a new humanity hurts. Accepting that reality is not only wise, it is necessary progression. And indeed, birthing a new humanity, I believe, is what we are actually doing. We're all going through our birth pangs. We're all going through our traumas. We're all going through our challenges as we are being forced to face ourselves in ways that we haven't faced ourselves before. That's individually and collectively, because there's a collective me and there's an individual me. I have my individual problems, but I also have problems that are associated with just simply being human at this time in humanity's evolution. And that's true of each of us. We are connected to the whole, like it or not. I was criticized yesterday by one of my friends that says they don't like hearing me say, if things don't improve, I not only want to get out of here, I never want to come back again. I think it was Aristo that said that, or something like that. I didn't reread it before I did this video, so I'm going from memory, but I know he commented on the danger of jumping to conclusions too fast. Let's just put it that way. And yes, I do have to allow the process. And it hurt. Right now, I'm in a part of the process that hurts. It hurts tremendously. Not only losing my home, but losing the home that was gifted to me by my spiritual mom, Dr. Mary Morgan, and provided as a way for me to establish a church, which that was my plan all along. And that was what I was doing. I was actually, before I even had the home, I had that vision of helping people have a place where they could express honestly their feelings and deal with some of the realities that we have to deal with in the world. And I would show videos and we'd have discussions in that group on what was actually going on in the world. We watched David Icke and others that were revealing what was happening on our planet. And I believe the knowledge of what is happening is not something we should hide under a bushel and push away, but something that we need to pay attention to. But I was, as the blurb indicated, and as the title indicated, I often was so wrapped up in my vision of what was coming that I probably was very careless in not paying attention to the people who were sending me things that were hurting. So I can't be too hard on those that don't understand my situation. And to me, they seem to be insensitive. Well, I was insensitive in many cases. So they're only reflecting back to me, myself, in a way of speaking, in a manner of speaking. They're reflecting back to me what my attitude was, when I didn't want to hear how people were hurting. I didn't want to hear their situation of what they were going through, because it didn't involve me. And it, as I said, put a pin in my great expectation balloon. And none of us want to get our hopes dashed. It's hard to maintain hope for me at this time. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I wish I could have the optimism that I once had. Yes, I read all these reports, some of it channeled messages saying how good things are coming, and they've even said that there's been a new government instituted in the United States. There's the Secretary of State is the new president, and the new vice president is one of the Freedom People. And there's a whole new administration that's been put in place, a lawful administration, temporary administration, till they can have actual elections, which are being set up. And there's other reports of there being elections of real representatives of the constitutionally set up government of the United States. There's all sorts of positive reports, but there's very little validation of them. And this hurts, and it makes it hard for me to deal with positivity anymore. Right now, it's not people's negative problems that I'm not compassionate about. It's people that still believe and have the hope that I had myself. I mean, I'm feeling somewhat hopeless in regard to what's going on in the world, and that's not a fun place to be, folks. It's not a fun place to be. But as my friend said, I have been through a lot. There's been a lot of loss, and I still do not have any great expectations of finding a place to live that I can afford. I mean, even with the little bit of money that I still have saved, it's so far short. I mean, I went to a place yesterday, a huge trailer park just by the airport in Melbourne, and you can't rent a property there. They don't rent. You have to buy it. The cheapest ones are $19,000 for a used mobile home or a used trailer. And I don't have anywhere near that kind of money. And that puts an extra weight on my shoulder. So I'm closing by saying that please, please, please continue to pray for me and to pray for all of those of us who are going through these great challenges as we transition between an old dynamic and a new world. Hopefully the new world is coming sooner than anybody expects. And I don't have to endure several more years like some people are saying. So thank you for listening, and thank you for your prayers, and let's all try to be more compassionate.